So it is about 11:00 p.m.
Oh, I know where this is going.
Right. You're lying in bed, and the blue light of your phone is just, illuminating the dark room.
Yep.
You're endlessly scrolling, and out of absolutely nowhere, it hits you.
That massive surge of inspiration.
Exactly. It's this undeniable sudden urge. You sit up, toss the phone onto the nightstand, and you basically declare to the empty room, that's it. I'm completely changing my life tomorrow.
We all know that exact feeling. I mean, the midnight epiphany.
What's so real, isn't it?
It feels incredibly real and incredibly potent in that very specific moment.
Oh, it feels like pure destiny. Like you literally map out this flawless, superhuman plan right there in the dark.
You're visualizing the whole thing.
Right. You tell yourself, tomorrow I'm waking up at 5 a.m.
No snooze button.
None. You're going to hit the gym for a grueling hour, come back, blend up some, I don't know, kale and spinach.
A very ambitious green smoothie.
Very ambitious. And then you're going to read a dense chapter of a nonfiction book before you even log into work. And you go to sleep feeling practically invincible. Like this whole new version of yourself has already been born.
You feel like you've already accomplished it just by planning it.
Yes. And on day one, maybe you actually pull it off.
Sometimes you do. Adrenaline is high.
Yeah, exactly. Day two, you struggle a bit. Your legs are a little sore from that gym session, but you just sort of white-knuckle your way through it.
You grit your teeth.
Right. But then day three arrives.
The notorious day 3.
Oh, it's the worst.
The alarm goes off and it is just freezing cold outside those blankets.
Pitch black outside.
Pitch black. And that midnight inspiration, it has entirely evaporated.
Just gone.
Completely gone. You stare at the ceiling, you hit snooze, and just like that, the new identity collapses. You are right back to square one.
And that collapse, that specific moment, is exactly what we are dissecting in today's deep dive.
It's such an important topic.
It really is. So we are pulling crucial insights today from Jensen Sero's book, Badass Habits.
A fantastic resource for this.
Yeah, and our mission today is to figure out how to cross the chasm from being someone who just desperately wants to change their life into someone armed with this, unshakable, truly badass why.
Which is much harder than it sounds.
Oh, totally. We're going to look under the hood of your own psychology today to understand why that 3-day fade happens.
And more importantly, how to actually fix it.
Right, how to biologically and emotionally flip the script so the habit actually sticks this time.
Because I think it's crucial to point out right away, the fade isn't a flaw in your character.
That's a relief to hear.
Right. People beat themselves up so much over this, but it's a completely predictable psychological and neurological response.
It's just biology.
Exactly. And if we don't understand the mechanics behind it, well, we are doomed to just repeat the cycle every single time we get a burst of late-night motivation.
Okay, let's unpack this, because we need to start with the first major trap.
Let's do it.
When we are sitting in bed making these grand plans, Sincero points out this fundamental misunderstanding about what we are actually doing.
The illusion of the decision.
Yes. We think we are making a firm decision, but most of the time, we aren't actually deciding anything at all.
Not even close.
We're merely becoming interested in changing.
And that distinction, I mean, that is the absolute bedrock of this entire framework.
Interested versus committed.
Right. There is a massive canyon between the two. It's a completely different psychological state between the passive thought of, I wish this would happen, and the active, uncompromising stance of, I am unconditionally committed to making this happen.
Unconditionally being the key word there.
Exactly. When you are merely interested in a new habit, your commitment is conditional.
Meaning there are strings attached.
Oh, tons of strings.
Yeah.
You will do it when circumstances are favorable. Like, you'll do it if you got a full 8 hours of sleep.
Or if the weather is nice outside.
Right. Or if work isn't too stressful that week, as soon as a condition isn't met, the habit gets dropped.
Okay, but, and I can hear the pushback from the audience already on this. I think a lot of us would argue that we did make a decision.
Sure, it feels like a decision.
Right, it felt real.
Yeah.
But maybe the goal was just, I don't know, too extreme.
You mean the scope of it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Isn't the problem that we're trying to do this complete 5.0 AM lifestyle overhaul all at once?
It's a common theory.
Like, maybe if we just committed to waking up 10 minutes earlier instead of 2 hours earlier, it would work. So is our failure a scope problem, or are you saying our actual definition of the word decision is just structurally flawed?
It is entirely tempting to blame the scope of the goal.
Because it's easier.
Exactly. It lets us off the hook. We can say, oh, I just tried to do too much. But the failure actually stems from the quality of the commitment itself.
The quality of it. Okay.
If your commitment is conditional, it truly does not matter if the goal is waking up at 5 a.m. or just, drinking one single extra glass of water a day.
Because the friction will still be there.
Precisely. The moment friction appears, and friction is an absolute guarantee in life, and interest collapses.
Wow. Okay.
A weak definition of a decision gives you this built-in escape hatch. You tell your conscious brain, I decided, but subconsciously, you left the back door wide open for the second things get uncomfortable.
So when I tell myself I'm going to try to work out tomorrow, I'm basically negotiating a surrender before I even start.
You're setting the terms of your own defeat.
I'm literally telling my brain, hey, if it's too hard, we can bail.
Exactly. A true commitment removes the conditions. It means the action happens regardless of your internal weather or external circumstances.
No escape hatches.
None. But when we leave that back door open, we create this awful cognitive dissonance.
Where we say one thing and do another.
Right. We repeatedly tell ourselves we are going to do something, and then we just don't. And over time, we literally train our brains not to trust our own words.
That is heavy. We lose trust in ourselves.
We do. We become unreliable narrators of our own lives.
But, even if I intellectually accept that my quote-unquote decision had a back door, my brain is still screaming at me to stay in bed on that third day.
Oh, absolutely. The physical resistance is very real.
Right. So what is biologically happening to us in that moment? Because society constantly feeds us this narrative that willpower is the ultimate key to success.
Just muscle through it.
Exactly. Just grit your teeth, dig deep, and muscle your way through the resistance.
And that takes us from the psychology of commitment straight into the hard mechanics of the brain.
The biology of it.
Yes. Relying on willpower is a losing game because of how our biology is structured.
Okay, tell me more.
The source material uses a very accessible analogy to start. Willpower is exactly like your phone battery.
Okay, I like that.
When you wake up, ideally it's at 100%. But as you navigate the day, every single choice drains it.
Even small choices.
Especially small choices. Deciding what to wear, dealing with a difficult email, choosing a salad over a burger.
Suppressing the urge to snap at a coworker in a meeting.
Oh, that takes a huge amount of battery. Every single one of these actions takes a percentage of your willpower.
So you're just bleeding battery life all day.
Right. So by the time day 3 of your new routine hits, that battery is running on like 1%.
Which means the screen dims, the app shut down, and we go into full power-saving mode.
Exactly.
It makes intuitive sense. But let's take this a step further than just a phone analogy.
Let's do it.
If my brain is a machine, what is actually draining the battery on a physical level?
Well, let's graduate from the battery metaphor and look at the actual neurology. Willpower is largely managed by your prefrontal cortex.
The front part of the brain.
Right. This is the part responsible for executive function, impulse control, and long-term planning.
All the logical stuff.
Yes. And it is also an absolute energy hog.
It needs a lot of fuel.
An immense amount. It requires huge amounts of glucose and metabolic energy to function. So when you force yourself to do something new or difficult, you are heavily taxing that prefrontal cortex.
So decision fatigue isn't just a metaphor.
Not at all.
It's a literal metabolic depletion.
Exactly. And when that metabolic fuel runs low, the brain cannot sustain the effort. It immediately switches control over to the basal ganglia.
The basal ganglia. Okay, what does that part do?
That is the habit center of the brain. It operates on complete autopilot and requires almost zero conscious energy. It runs your existing, deeply ingrained habits.
So my brain literally views a new 5.0 0 a.m. run not as self-improvement, but as a metabolic threat.
Yes. It's looking at the situation and thinking, why on earth are we burning precious calories running in the dark when we don't have to?
We might need this energy for a famine later.
That is exactly how the primitive aspects of our nervous system operate. Our subconscious absolutely loves safety, predictability, and energy conservation.
It just wants to survive.
It is fundamentally designed to keep us alive by not wasting fuel. So when your prefrontal cortex gets tired, your brain naturally defaults to the basal ganglia, your old, comfortable programming, just to keep you safe.
So what does this all mean for us practically?
It means we're fighting a biological uphill battle.
Right. It means that willpower isn't just a battery. It is a luxury resource. And our biology actively resents us for using it.
Beautifully put.
So I was thinking about this, and trying to build a lifelong habit using only willpower is basically like trying to power a whole house during a blackout using just a single AA battery.
Oh, that's a great analogy.
Right. Sure, you might get a tiny flicker of light for a second, and that's day 1 and day 2 of your new routine, but it's going to burn out almost instantly.
It doesn't have the capacity.
Exactly. You are asking a tiny battery to run a massive, complex system that is actively fighting against you. We can't rely on the AA battery. We need a main generator.
What's fascinating here is that the only force strong enough to act as that main generator, the only thing powerful enough to pierce through that intense mental resistance and override your biological programming, is a deep emotional why.
It has to be emotional.
It cannot be a surface-level logical reason.
Logic drains the battery.
Exactly. Logic lives in the prefrontal cortex, which we just established gets exhausted incredibly quickly. Emotion, however, lives much deeper in the brain's architecture.
Down in the limbic system and beyond.
Right. If your reason for changing isn't anchored in a deep emotional reality, your subconscious brain will win the fight every single time.
And that brings us to the exact tool we need to find that generator.
The core of the strategy.
Because it's one thing to say, hey, you need a deep emotional why, but it's another thing entirely to actually find it.
It's rarely obvious.
Right. It's not like these core motivations are just sitting on the surface waiting to be picked up.
Usually they're buried under a lot of rationalization.
Exactly. If we know our willpower is guaranteed to drain, and we know our brains are hardwired to resist us metabolically, we desperately need to dig down and uncover that generator.
We have to completely bypass the logical, surface-level reasons that we typically give ourselves.
The ones that sound good at dinner parties.
Yes. The reasons that sound great on paper or sound impressive to our friends, but have absolutely zero emotional weight when the alarm goes off and the floor is freezing.
Okay, so I want to slow the pace down for a second here.
Good idea.
We are going to do an interactive exercise together right now. If you are listening to this, I want you to create a little space for yourself.
Just take a breath.
Yeah. If you aren't driving, maybe grab a pen and a piece of paper. Or if you can't, just follow along closely in your mind.
Get a specific target in mind.
Exactly. Think of that one specific habit you have been trying to build but keep failing at. Got it.
I'm sure everyone has at least one immediately popping up.
Oh, without a doubt. Okay. We are going to walk through Jen Sincero's 5 Whys technique.
This is where it gets real.
It really does. And to show you exactly how this works, I'm going to put myself in the hot seat.
Brave.
I will use the specific example from the source material because it's a battle I and probably half the people listening have wrestled with personally.
The premise of the 5 Whys is very simple in theory, but I have to warn you, it is profoundly uncomfortable in practice.
Oh, I'm ready for it.
You basically ask yourself why 5 times in a row. You take the answer from the previous question and use it to dig one layer deeper into your psyche.
All right, let's do this. Step 1. State the goal out loud. For this example, the goal is, I want to work out every day.
Okay, that's the surface level. So why, number 1, why do you want to work out every day?
Because I want to lose weight.
Yeah.
Now, stepping out of the exercise for a second, losing weight is logical.
Very logical.
It makes perfect sense. But as we established, logic lives in the prefrontal cortex. It is entirely surface level.
It is not a generator.
Right.
Losing weight will not get you out of a warm bed on a Tuesday morning when your basal ganglia is screaming at you to conserve energy.
No, it won't.
So we take that answer and push. Why number 2? Why do you want to lose weight?
Because my clothes don't fit right anymore and I feel sluggish throughout the day.
Okay, we are getting slightly closer to a physical pain point, but we aren't at the emotional root yet. We dig again. Why number 3? Why does feeling sluggish and your clothes not fitting actually bother you?
Okay, this is where it gets a little uncomfortable for me.
That means it's working.
Yeah, because when I go out with my friends, I feel self-conscious. I find myself shrinking back and trying not to be noticed.
Notice the shift there.
Yeah, I felt it.
We just moved from a physical reality clothes fitting to a deeply psychological reality shrinking back in social settings.
The emotional weight is starting to build.
But we have to keep going. Why number 4? Why do you shrink back?
Because, man, because I'm afraid of being judged. And honestly, I'm afraid of being overlooked entirely.
Now we are hitting a raw emotional nerve.
Definitely.
We are dealing with fear and belonging, which are massive human drivers, but there's one more layer to hit the absolute root.
You know.
Why number 5? Why does being overlooked matter so much to you?
Because I want to show up fully in my life. I want to feel alive, take up space, and truly own my presence in this world.
Wow. If we connect this to the bigger picture, just look at the staggering journey we just took.
It escalated quickly.
It really did. You started by saying you wanted to hit the gym to lose a few pounds, but by digging 5 layers down, you realized that you aren't just trying to change a number on a scale.
Not at all.
You are fighting for your fundamental right to live with confidence and vitality. You are fighting against the fear of being invisible.
That is a massive leap from, I want to fit into my jeans.
It changes everything about the goal.
It does. When we get down to that 5th layer, it almost feels like we aren't just finding our motivation anymore. It feels like we are conducting a hostage negotiation with our own nervous system.
That is a brilliant way to frame it, a hostage negotiation.
Right.
You are negotiating with the primitive parts of your brain that just want to keep you small and safe.
And quiet.
Yes. It shifts the habit from being a mundane chore to being an act of survival for your core identity.
It raises the stakes entirely.
It does. You stop negotiating with yourself on the surface level. You don't wake up and say, should I go to the gym today?
Because the answer to that is usually no.
Right. Instead, you ask yourself, am I going to hide today or am I going to show up fully?
Oh, man. That hits hard.
The friction of the cold morning doesn't magically disappear, of course.
It's still cold.
It's still cold, but your reason for pushing through it becomes infinitely stronger than the friction itself.
It transforms you from being merely interested in fitness into being unconditionally committed to your own vitality.
You've crossed the canyon.
Yes. It bridges that massive canyon we talked about at the very beginning.
Right.
When day 3 hits, when your willpower battery is completely dead, when your biology is actively resenting you for trying to spend energy, losing weight won't get you up.
Not a chance.
But fighting for your right to feel alive,
that works.
that is a main generator that will power the whole house through the blackout.
And this framework, it applies to absolutely anything you want to achieve.
It's universal.
Completely. Whether you want to write a novel, start a business, or just be more patient with your kids.
The process is the same.
The surface reason is never strong enough to override the brain's biological desire for comfort. You have to find that identity-level threat or aspiration.
So as we bring this home, I have a badass weekly challenge for you.
Let's hear it.
I am speaking directly to you right now. Sometime this week tonight, if possible.
Yeah.
I want you to sit down and apply this exact 5 whys process to your own target habit.
Don't put it off.
Right, just do it. Keep asking why until you hit that emotional bedrock. It should feel a little uncomfortable.
It will definitely feel uncomfortable.
It should make you feel slightly exposed to yourself. Uncover your core why. And when you find it, when you find that sentence that makes your chest tighten just a little bit, I want you to write it down.
Make it physical.
Yes. Put it on a Post-it note on your bathroom mirror. Make it the lock screen on your phone. Put it anywhere you will be forced to see it every single morning before your brain has a chance to talk you out of your new habit.
And once you have uncovered this core motivation, you are truly ready for the next phase of the journey.
The practical application.
Exactly. Because having the why is the necessary foundation, but the next logical step is learning how to engineer your physical and social environment so that this newly discovered identity can thrive effortlessly.
Without needing the willpower battery at all.
Right, without constantly draining what little willpower you do have. But for now, the internal emotional work is your primary focus.
Absolutely. Do the internal work first. Dig deep, find that generator, and take care of your deep steps.
This actually raises an important question to leave you with, something to think about long after this deep dive ends.
I love these final thoughts. Lay it on us.
If digging 5 layers deep reveals that our habits are ultimately about our fundamental right to show up fully in our own lives, what does our current lack of commitment say about the ways we might be subconsciously choosing to hide?
Wow. Think about that tonight when the inspiration hits. We'll see you next time.